I don't know that I would give them an A. And when I say that, I'm not telling you their offseason has been bad. Okay, that's not what I mean. They just brought everybody back. They haven't added. So, like, to me, that's not an A. I mean, and again, I'm nitpicking.
But it has to be an A.
No, it doesn't.
I mean, I
want them to get better. I don't want them to stand pat. I don't want that.
But you do want them to stand pat.
No, I don't.
Okay. If you don't want them to stand pat, then answer this question. What would you have? What would they do?
I would have preferred some sort of rim-protecting big man out of the draft at a minimum. And when I say that, I think they've got to come up with some sort of measure.
So trade up?
I don't know if they had the capacity to do that. There were a couple guys available. They might have been able to do it. Didn't the kid from UCLA go in the second round?
Yeah. So
they could have had him. Again, I mean, I don't know enough about the kid at Gonzaga. I'm just telling you, I don't like the profile of two, he's more of a wing. The other guys that played center in college, the kid from Gonzaga, but he's 6'8", totally undersized, and he feels like a bull in a china shop. Didn't do anything to float my boat. I'd have taken a shot on a big guy there who might be able to, run and play defense. Here's what I'm worried about. Porzingis. And Porzingis,
of course.
Okay, and I'm not telling you solve that.
Hey, listen, Christmas. Like, I keep saying it's Christmas with Porzingis. That's what you're going to see Porzingis at Christmas. And if you see him before Christmas, that means everything went perfectly well, like ahead of schedule with the surgery and rehab and getting himself back into shape. When they say 5 to 6 months with this rare injury, I always say with an injury, I take more time, not less. I don't take 5 months. 5 to 6 months, give me 6 months. So I think it'd be from the time of the surgery to the time you see Porzingis again, it is Christmas, probably right after the first of the year.
I'm worried about their ability to protect the rim when he's not on the floor. I don't even care about the offense. I mean, I do, but the bottom line is I think they miss him more at the defensive end. Now, they were able to make up for it against Dallas. Fine, they had an easy road. But when they go against certain teams, they're going to need some rim protection there or their defense gets compromised.
But didn't you see that already?
Not really.
They had Porzingis, so during their playoff run, how many games did Porzingis play in the postseason?
Okay, but Michael, this is my point. Could you have had an easier road?
No, you couldn't have had an easier road. But you still, you look at some of the other aspects of the team. Like that's a weakness. You can't say, hey, everything is fine without Porzingis. There is something you don't have, not just defensively, but offensively without Porzingis. You can't stretch the floor.
Agreed.
The same way. I mean, you lose 20 points from Porzingis, 20 points per game, 7 boards, 2 blocks a game. I mean, that's significant. But I think the team does enough in other areas where you can kind of, you're not a prisoner to that particular weakness to the point where, okay, now the Celtics are in trouble. They're not in trouble. They're just not the juggernaut that they can be when Porzingis is out.
Exactly.
Is out. But you mean to tell me like some 21-year-old rim-protecting kid allegedly is going to just jump in here and make the Celtics a better team?
No, but I'm not necessarily just talking about 24, 25. I'm talking about longer term. That if you were to say to me, what is my concern as Tatum and Brown and I say a little bit older, but this window for Tatum and Brown is not a 2-year window. It's a longer window than that. So I want somebody who can protect the rim. I think that is the most important thing that they can get to go along with these two. And so, I don't know if they would have hit on the pick or not. I'm just telling you, I don't want the status quo. Teams that stay status quo to me, there's got to be tweaks and changes always.
Yeah,
always.
See, I don't know, Mazz. I think the status quo, like you have the same people back, but you don't have the same situation. So now, coming into the 23-24 season, the question was, can we win a championship? Can the Jays play together? All these things. Can Joe Mazzulla step up? Those questions are answered. So now you go to another part of the game, old school, video game, next level. Now the next level is Philadelphia got better, no question. The Knicks got better, no question. Now people respond to you as a champ. How do you deal with that being the group, the team that everybody is making moves because you won the championship and now they're responding to you? So last year you had your playoff run where you lost 3 games. That's not going to happen again. There are champions who have to figure out how to win when you lose 8 or 9 playoff games. Great teams have done this. They're champions. The great Michael Jordan was once down 0-2 in the playoffs to the Knicks. And how do you figure it out when you're down 2 games or down a game? LeBron was down to Paul George's Pacers 2-1 in the playoffs, and they figure out a way to win. So, yeah, the players may look the same, but it's not going to be the status quo because everything around you changes.
I want new blood.
I'm okay with that.
I want some new blood.
I don't want new blood. Why do I want new blood?
No. Listen, I'm not telling you to get rid of the old blood. Add some. I just want new pieces. I want new
You got
elements.
him. His name is Baylor Shireman.
Yeah.
And you're going to see him on Saturday.
It's going to be good.
Just real quick, first of all, this just to remind everybody, this team has done things like what you were talking about, Michael. 3-2 to the Bucks. They come back. It was an 0-2.
But I'm talking about this team.
This team, but this core, Tatum and Brown, have pulled off things like that. And just to kind of extend your point, I know what you're saying. I don't disagree with it in terms of Porzingis. But to me, I see, give him more time. So maybe he's extra. You make sure he's healthy. That's fine. But for me, I think he's absolutely going to get hurt again. It's going to happen. He's not going to be healthy throughout the entire season, through a playoff run. We know the NBA playoffs are so long. How do you manage that? How do you try to have him as available as possible, series in and series out in the playoffs? Obviously, if they got a bigger man, if they had a new big man, a different whatever, if they could limit his minutes, maybe that's a way. Load management, which I hate, but if that's what it takes.
But they did that with him last year, and it didn't work.
I don't know, because he's going to get hurt again.
Yeah,
right. It's going to happen.
But what Mazz wants, and I'll say this quickly, Mazz.
I want a longer-term plan at the position.
But you're going to get that in 2 years, because this may be the last year of Al Horford. So Al Horford at 38, his contract comes up. Who knows? If they win a championship again, maybe Horford says, okay, I'm done. He retires. So you have to replace Horford. And then with Porzingis, you say, all right, another year. If he doesn't bounce back, we're going to have to replace Horford. We're going to have to replace Porzingis. You may get that new addition. You're just not going to get it in 24, 25, maybe get it in 25, 26.
I admit it. I'm nitpicking. I'm just telling you, I don't like the idea ever.
So what grade would you give him?
B.
So what's the ownership?
B. I tell you what, just sit tight for a second.
Take that home.
I got to get us back on the clock. Somehow, this isn't EEI, Holley.
What is that? I don't even know what that is. That's over my head. I don't even know what you're talking about.
They completely ignored the freaking stops in the schedule. If you like that clip, check out more videos from Felger and Mazz here. For more Celtics analysis and opinion, hit this playlist. And for all the latest from the Sports Hub, download the app at 985thesportshub.com.